I'll give it a minute for people to show up, and we could get started from there. Just give it a minute here. We'll let people get in. Wait till like 3:50. Give it just one more second. Hold on. Just finishing something myself, actually. Okay. Again, if you guys have, what's up? If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I am in my Tesla. I can't get another EV. I only need one. But I do like the Rivian cars, and I like the Rivian investment. That's another thing. Wow, look at Tesla. Just look at this. Look at this 2 and 3 minute. Just riding up. You could have grabbed calls here. Could have grabbed calls here. Could have grabbed calls here. Microsoft. Whoa. What the fuck was that? Meta. Same thing. Look at this. Could have grabbed calls here. Here. Just riding up. IWM is one of my, I forget my lines, but really nice setup here. We tapped the 21 EMA on the daily. We are pushing higher here. We have 3 days down and a spinning top / doji on the 3rd day. You know what that means? This is my target for tomorrow. One of these two is my target for tomorrow. 253 to 254. That's what I'm looking at on IWM. And with that said, okay, that one's up. I'm going to add one more to my 254 calls. $254 1 2 254. No, where'd you go? I'm only going to add one more, and I'm going to grab that. Maximum 2 buys per. Oh. Okay. They're going to make me do this then. Got 253 calls in. I added one more. But yeah, this is looking really good. IWM. Rocket Lab is another one that we're in. We're going to get into the learning here in a second. So again, this is an evening doji star. Green, spinning top, kind of confirmation. We are right into the 9 EMA, right into the 50 SMA, and we are reclaiming both again. So now I'm looking, I like this for long. I added to it today. I also like that we tapped the 9 EMA on the weekly and grabbed that and held that. So I'm looking for Rocket Lab to get up to at least this level tomorrow, which is around 57.50, to trim that out. If we push higher, we go to the bottom of that wick at 59, so 60-ish. So I really like IWM and Rocket Lab. Also have Qualcomm for a swing. Now this one could dip a little bit more. I actually kind of wanted it to hit this 21 EMA today. And again, same type of setup. Look at what we kind of have here as Rocket Lab. But did get back here. I do like that it's trying to hold that. And I'm trying to see, there's something else I liked on it. But yeah, Qualcomm is another one that I am swinging. Microsoft, I'm swinging one contract because I didn't get it at the 200 SMA. I got it at around 476.30. One contract here, 200 SMA. Look at this holding here. I'm looking for a move into 480 to 481 tomorrow. We do have home sales news in the morning, so that'll be something to watch. But if good, we are going to be absolutely pumping tomorrow with all of our positions. Okay, so now that we kind of went over that, let's go into hold on, I gotta lower this. Okay, let's go into our spreads. Let's talk about what we did today. Okay, so let me pull this up. Give me a second. We can pull this up. So today, here's one of our spreadsheets. And I started making videos daily now on the $4,500 challenge. So you can see I post my account, so you can see it is actually being traded. It's not just being filled into here. We'll go over this one really quickly. So we are 15-1 on the $4,500 challenge. We have a 35% total return. Average monthly return so far is 29%. And so far, with the small amount of data, we are expecting a 354% total annualized return. So today we had a trade on NDX. We did a put spread. This was the first trade of the day. We did 2 trades today. On this account, we only did 1 because we are under the 25K mark. I wanted to keep, obviously, those day trades intact. So 1 trade today, we made $170. That was very nice. You can see the chart here. We are riding up, and then we had our little loss, and we're coming back, and we will be above that on the next trade, barring it's a window, obviously. So let's what's expiration for 253 call? IWM, the 253 calls, I got January 2nd. January 2nd. By the way, when does this? So for it to be green, it has to be 33. Okay, I just want to see. Okay. Here you can see the log. Same exact thing, just without the chart. And you can see the monthly P&L. So same thing here, consistently adding up. Obviously, we have our one little setback here, and, we push higher now. Let's go to our big log. And we actually, let me just go through the trades, because now you're going to see. So today, NDX put spread. We opened a put spread today where we sold the 660 put, 24,660 put, and bought the 24,640 put. So the reason why we did that is I'm looking at the market here. Let's just pull up NDX. And we entered this at around 1116. So where are we at 1116? At 1116, let me just put it on a 10, make it a little bit cleaner. At 1116, we are right here. Okay. So first off, market came down from 140 NDX high all the way down to 920. We got a bounce. We came back in. On that come back in, I grab the put spread here, and I got a 660 and 640 put. So we are still at this level right here. Let's just say it's 25,000 flat. We are $340 out of the money to the downside on that. So we're over that 1 let's say 2% to the downside. Then we look at the low a day, and the low a day is 920. So we are from there, we're 260 points lower than that. Obviously, we started a chop. We had the intraday down, up, down, and I was looking for a bounce again, and we got it. Once we got that, I did sell those for a profit and moved on from that trade. But then we opened a new one, and we opened this at 1220. So we actually got this pretty high, which I don't really like to do. We got it like right here on this dip. We sold a 24,750 put and bought a 24,720 put. And that one we collected 60 cents. I actually sold this for what's it called, 25 cents. So I made just about 55-60% on that trade, and I just got out of it because we started to get down here, and I just wasn't wanting to risk anything there. So I took the profit on that. Now I opened a new trade, and this is a Friday expiration. So this is an iron condor, meaning we want the price to stay in between two certain levels. So I sold the 24,000 put, and I bought a 23,950 put. So I need NDX to stay above 24,000. For me to make profit, I need to stay above 24,000. Market just closed, by the way. So for me to make profit, I need that to happen. And then I sold a 25,800 call and bought a 25,850 call. So I need NDX to stay below, 25,800. And the last time we were there, oh, really? It was about 5 days ago. And, oh, by the way, this looks really nice. Hold on. I like that candle setup. Give me a second. It's going to be the gap down one. Hold on. It's going to be this one. No, it's not that one. Not a bullish baby. Not really a morning star. It's like a Harami candle, but it's not connected. Is it a piercing line? Is that what it is? Nope. I know this candle set, what it's actually called. I just can't remember. But anyway, for IWM, I'm looking for something like this to happen. I'm looking for something like this to happen. And that's what I'm kind of looking for there. So with that said, I think Qs could pop up tomorrow. Obviously, again, we have data in the morning. We have to see how that really works out. But our NDX Condor, yes, we are looking for it to stay in between a certain level. When I buy the 3-month access, will I be able to add the GNS algo to? Yes, you can, Hunter. Just message me and I'll get that to you once you do that. So kind of let's dive into it. Does anyone have any questions on spreads? Anything they want to go over? Obviously, I see we don't have that many people here as normal. I kind of did do it before market close, and I know a lot of people are probably still at work and stuff. But this will be recorded, so we'll do about 10 minutes here, and we'll kind of shut it off. But overall, we are looking pretty damn good for. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, we're looking pretty damn good for to see what happens tomorrow morning. And the sorry, I'm just getting texts and reading them as it's coming. That's why I'm like stopping. Lost my train of thought because of that. 1 second. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Let me get back on track there. It's the V2. All right. Let me get back on track there. Sorry about that. So the, oh my God, I'm like lost. But yes, the $4,500 account is at 6,000. Let's see what it closed at. So we were at 61.88. We are at 64.03. Beautiful. Great little trade. And this account is going to new highs, hopefully starting tomorrow. So if anyone is interested, you could copy trade my spreads by going to this link right here. If you have any questions, you could just let me know. You could see, obviously, the total return, the total return percentage, the win rate, and that's always, logging up. You could get that trade log there. If you have any questions, you could always ask me for that too. So here's what a lot of people had questions on, and they see this. So the 1 unit it follows my sizing. If I get 2 contracts, you get 2 contracts. 2 units, if I get 2 contracts, you get 4 contracts. 5 units, if I get 2 contracts, you get 10 contracts. Stuff like that, just to keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really like this update that they did. That's nice. I'm like really lost here. I have no idea what my brain is like so confuzzled. I really think the market is gonna get a pop here tomorrow. I really like this IWM trade where it kind of held in between. I'd love to see a move back over the top wick here and pushing higher. Meta has been a strong name. I've actually really liked this one. And if you go back again, what I've been teaching, other than spreads, that 9 and 21 strategy. I mean, you could do it intraday. Look at what we had here in the morning. You have beautiful setups to buy on the 9 and 21 for Meta here. Same thing for Tesla, obviously the other strongest name. You have beautiful setups to buy this long and ride it higher. Rocket Lab is another one. Okay, initially it didn't do that well, and then it started to just climb. You get a basically double bottom here. You get a curling, almost like a W. It is literally a W, and you can see we could break out there. The candle accelerates. We come back in, hold the 21. You could ride it up more. So I hope these strategies, when I teach them, I hope they're really starting to click, because there is some really good trades that are happening here that you can really take advantage of. For example, spreads could 100% change your life. I know I've said that many times, and I'm definitely going to put a post out on that very soon. But like the consistency with spreads, where if you lose one trade or you lose 2 trades, it doesn't even matter. The high probability and the high probability of profit is just amazing. It's that consistent compounding. You are never going to be 100% in any strategy you do, and if anyone says that, you got to run away. But it's all about being smart, sizing appropriately, and just following the risk management, and abide by that. For me, again, for spreads, I do 200% stop loss, and you could see that clearly here on this trade. I had a 200%. Well, you don't see it here on this log, but on the other log, you see I actually sold it for about 150% loss, and that's fine. Listen, I take a little hit, I move back forward, and I keep pushing. That's all it is. How do you figure out that a chart is safe for a put spread? Meaning, how do you know it's not going to dip lower? That's really just price action. When I looked at this today, I saw them obviously buying dips pretty aggressively. And yes, they were 100% selling rips pretty aggressively too. So, I'm looking for like probabilities. Again, I'm selling contracts that have 88% probability of profit. So I'm looking at selling contracts that have a 12 or lower delta. and it's just basically the price action and then getting the appropriate strikes to do that is where I get really comfortable. Does anyone have any questions? I don't know. I got like a big brain fart, so honestly, I'm okay with shutting it down because I don't know why. I just got a big brain fart. But if you have any questions, I will 100% answer them really quick. I'll give it another 2 minutes. NDX, like these, how it came into this level here and just died. That is definitely something to watch. Look at how it came into this level and died. And bounced. So we were definitely, we were range bounding today. Obviously, we were just chopping between these two. If no one has any questions, I am just going to cut it here because, again, brain fart to the max. Ooh, Warner Brothers is telling shareholders to reject the Paramount offer and recommend to do the Netflix offer. Interesting. Let's see what Netflix is doing. Netflix is liking that a little bit. Nothing crazy, but it's liking it. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to DM me on X. Feel free to DM me on Discord. I'm always free to answer anyone. And other than that, I hope everyone has a great night. I will keep you guys updated on what we do. I'll have that video out on the little recap later, and we'll go from there. Have a good one. Sorry it wasn't the best session, but